So yeah, Neil, I was wondering. I never asked you this, but are you like a clubber? Have you been to clubs before in Goa?
I don't have the look of a clubber definitely, but yeah, I mean when I was when I was in Goa from 2000 till 2005,
Okay,
I would say the early 2000s, maybe the first couple of years, was hotelier was work hard, play harder kind of concept. So
okay.
those
This is
days
when you're
were,
working.
yeah, after work, yeah. So we
What?
used
No,
to
no, but I'm saying before, like college time. I
no
know you were
no
not in Goa.
no, I was not. No. So that's what I missed with
Ah,
all you
okay.
guys. I
All right.
was I was in Dubai over here for those couple of years, so definitely staying with mom and dad.
No.
I was nowhere close to any club.
Okay.
But yeah, when I went back to Goa, and then I became the bachelor, technically,
Okay.
living my single life.
Right.
That's when we were at clubs. Of course, those days there were not too many.
Hmm.
There was the one in Panjim on that next to Kampal. God, memory
So
doesn't
you
serve
were
me.
in Taj in the south.
Yeah, the south one.
Okay. Okay.
So we used
Yeah,
to
and
drive.
south there was nothing.
In the south, there was
Honestly,
nothing.
yeah,
They
yeah,
were not a club, I would say.
yeah,
They were
yeah.
more
Just
like
bars,
like a dance
bar and
with
restaurant.
But yeah, so we did a couple of we did Panjim, we
Right.
did Tito's as and when, but the drive was what was the killer in that.
Yeah, yeah,
Driving
yeah.
all the way from
I
Margao
think if you
to
really wanted to club, I mean, for me growing up, in fact, this is sort of an interesting episode because we spoke about dances before,
yeah.
and I think also the clubbing scene is also quite big in Goa, and we can't deny it. It's
Yeah.
part of the Goan culture fabric, I would say, like starting from maybe the 90s, late 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
That's when actually it goes way back when the hippies came
Yeah.
into Goa, like the 70s. So
Probably,
yeah,
yeah.
they were into all that spiritual kind of music and
Yeah.
chants, and then trance came.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we being in the south, we were not exposed that much to kind of trance.
Yeah.
I mean, we were exposed to commercial
Yeah.
pop music and whatever could be R&B, hip hop, and
Correct.
things like that. And
I don't recall, to be honest with you. I don't recall. I mean, I remember going up way up north for those parties, but I don't
yeah,
recall
all
trance being.
yeah, it was not
It
like
was.
hardcore. I mean, when I talk about trance, and it started off in Goa with, in fact, he took it like to another level, or I would say he took it to Europe and UK. Was this DJ called Paul Oakenfold?
Okay.
So he took the music there.
Okay.
And then it really blasted like the scene. And in fact, I think it kind of also helped Goan tourism in a way.
Did it?
Yeah, because he launched this Goa mix on BBC.
Okay.
Essential Mix, it was called the Goa Mix in '94.
That's interesting.
So, as you know, not many people knew about Goa at the time. I mean, some people knew. I mean, a lot of the hippies mainly, but I think once you put the word out there,
Yeah.
then people would be curious and let's go down to Goa and the beaches and everything. And that time, Goa was kind of like virgin in a way. So
I mean, I think it was there. What I feel is the trance music, and maybe we'll learn something today from our guest. But I think it was there, but it was not out there. You know what I mean? It was there. It was more underground kind of scene where it was.
yeah,
parties
they
were
would
there.
have these hilltop parties or
yeah,
whatnot and Anjuna and all that stuff. But we were not exposed because we were in the south.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, for me, I used to follow a lot of the music because I got deep into it, and I had friends and I would read magazines on it. So yeah, I mean that's we can't deny that part. North Goa, I think there were like pockets where you would find this kind of music,
Yeah.
and of course music is a big part of Goa culture,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and especially English music, be it pop, hip hop, rock
Yeah.
especially, yeah. So there were like clubs and in the north. I mean, all of us would drive down to. I mean, first was Lido's, which was like the only one, and then came
Yeah.
Tito's, Cabana, and
Yeah.
rest. All
Was Cabana the one on
the hill,
top? Yeah, on the hill.
top. Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
a
So
fun one.
that was a memorable kind of club. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the show.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got a lot to learn. For me, I'm very excited today because I think I'm
We
going to
have a
learn a lot.
DJ in the house.
Well, we've got a second DJ technically, but
Yeah.
I think I think I'm going to learn a lot. So I'm very excited about today's show.
He's got a solid portfolio. I mean, he's performed all around the world, like in Manila, Germany, UK, Barcelona, Rome, and of course, Dubai and Goa. And he's also been a resident at the Observatory, Marriott Harbor Hotel, and then in the Media One Hotel and Zinc, Crown Plaza. That was like an old famous club in Dubai, Zinc, if you remember.
Zinc, yeah.
And of course he's a regular all over like Goa. Like he's played at Tito's, Cafe Mambo's, Kamaki, Sink, Cohiba. He's still playing, I believe, every Saturday in Cohiba. So and he's also played for festivals like Sunburn, Supersonic, and he's opened the stage for Jason Derulo.
Yeah, that's what something
Jalebi
else
Nights, I
exciting.
think. No, was it? Jalebi Nights, yeah. So and he's also performed for over 100 weddings in Goa. Oh,
Wow.
Amazing. Welcome to the show, DJ Joel.
Nice to hear, man.
Thanks. Yeah, but thank you very much for taking time just to clip in this. DJ Joel's in Dubai for a couple of days before you head back to Goa on a very hectic schedule for the Salsa
I'm
Festival.
leaving the after tomorrow.
Yeah. So we really appreciate you taking the time out today to chit chat with us.
No problem.
Yeah, he's like aka Joel Nunez. I like it like Mexican. He's got that Mexican feel, aka Discobar.
Yeah.
So before I start, I wanted to ask, why Discobar? I think you were known as DJ Joel.
Yeah.
Since the time I've known you.
So I love disco music for one.
Okay.
And I don't know, it just came up about one at a party where somebody just started calling me Discobar for some reason, and then it just took off from there, like, and I needed an alias because I've been playing a lot of techno music also now.
Okay.
Melodic house and stuff like that. So
Right.
it seemed like a very nice name, for a techno alias.
Okay.
Right.
And it's we've been using it from then onwards, man.
Okay,
great.
cool. And I always start the show, but with the famous question, are you Goan?
100%, 110% actually.
So where you from in Goa?
So my dad's from Donapal, and my mother's from Kandolim. So,
wow.
So I don't get more
nice.
Goan than that,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And but we have a house in Miramar, and I grew up in Miramar actually.
Okay.
Okay, and you must have seen also the nightlife, right, in Kandolim and.
Of course, I've.
But where did you spend most of your time? Like in which place would you say, like growing up?
You mean clubs and stuff like that?
No. I mean, growing up, like where did you live?
So the thing is, I was always in Miramar, Donapal most of the time.
Okay.
And then I used to go to visit my cousins and all in Kandolim. So that's why I got a lot of exposure to different things over there because, hippies, beach life, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
Yeah,
So just going back, so we discussed this some time back. So you were born, you said you were born in Bahrain.
Yeah, I was born in Bahrain.
Okay. So did you grow up in Bahrain, study school days?
So I moved to Goa in 89, 90. When the war started in Bahrain. I mean, not in Bahrain, sorry. the war
Kuwait.
in Kuwait.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I moved that time and then I
Okay.
joined school in Goa. And then I
Okay.
did my schooling and college in Goa, basically.
Okay. So which school were you in Goa?
Red Rosary.
Red Rose.
In Miramar.
Okay. So you completed your school and then college as well.
College as well, Dempe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
so-
nice.
Okay. All right. Nice.
I did Dempos first and then I did Dempes after that.
Okay. Came back closer to home.
Yeah.
And then post that you were always in Goa or did you move around?
Then I was shuffling between Goa and Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah, because I moved to Dubai, tried to do some work over here.
Okay.
Then I felt Goa was better, moved back again to Goa. So
Okay.
And then
Right.
I've been always shuffling, on and off.
Okay.
So I think it's safe to say you've got one foot in Dubai and one foot
Yeah,
in Goa, right? I mean,
absolutely,
you're almost
absolutely.
you spend like maybe half the year in Dubai. Is that fair to say that, or you're more?
No,
in Goa?
I'm more in Goa, but I come to Dubai very often,
Okay.
like once, sometimes twice in a month. you know,
Okay.
But I come very, very often. My brothers are here, so
Okay.
Okay.
so we have a house, and it's like
All
it's hop, skip, and jump. You can say.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty much close actually. And when did you start DJing? How did that happen? Like,
So
can you go way back?
I started DJing in '97.
Okay.
97. Okay.
Yeah, that's a long, long time back. And the story about that also is very funny, actually.
Okay.
Please.
So when I joined school, when I came to Goa, when I joined school, I was in class and everything, and I was looking outside the window,
Right.
and I saw this girl,
Okay.
very very pretty girl and everything. So I was asking the guy like, "Who's this girl?"
Right.
And they told me a name and everything. I said, but she's 1 year senior to you, and 1 year senior and stuff like that.
Okay.
So this was in the 5th standard.
Right.
Okay.
Fast forward to college, that girl failed a year, and then
Okay.
she was in my class.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
Oh, she was not in my class. Sorry, she was in this in the same college, but not in
Okay.
my class. Yeah, but the same year.
Right.
And we had common friends and everything like that. So I got to know her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she kept on telling me that she used to date a DJ. And
Okay.
she had just broken up with him and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I was like,
I kind of know where this is going.
yeah, so I was like, okay. So she's like, you know what, DJs? Of course, I know everything. And then she's like, you've been clubbing? I was like, of course I've been clubbing. You've been to Lido's 100 times. She's like, okay, so what are you doing? Let's go this Saturday. I was like, oh shit, no, I've never been to Lido's. Don't know anything over there.
Right.
So anyways, managed to get some money from home and all. I said, I'll meet you over there, met her over there. And 100 rupees was the entrance, I remember.
Okay.
Okay.
First time giving 100 rupees to somebody just to enter a place. And I entered the club and everything, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like I knew what to expect a little bit,
Right,
but
right.
it was, the experience of going to your first club.
Your first sort of.
The music, AC, this,
Yeah,
thing, that
yeah.
thing, dark, just with lights and everything. And, and then she was like, that's my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and I was like, besides, being a little overwhelmed, I use, the word I'd use, but I was so taken back by the experience, I was like, this guy's playing music, people are dancing, it's something else, and
Yeah.
the vibe and, my first time as well over there
Yeah,
and everything. And I got so taken up by it that eventually, me and my friends, I used to always I know a lot about music and stuff like that. So whenever we used to go for parties and all, people used to enjoy you play the music and
Okay.
They would ask you to handle the music.
handle the music and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So this would seem like the next step,
Yeah,
Why don't I
yeah.
get into something like this?
Right. Right.
And another friend of mine used to have a lot of CDs. CDs were very difficult
Yeah,
to come across at that point of time.
Yeah.
And they were very expensive.
Yeah.
And this friend of mine had this whole bag. So I said, bro, why don't you and me get together and why don't we play parties and everything? We'll learn, this and that. And that's it. Just started from there,
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah,
so did someone teach you how to
Yeah.
use the controls and things like
Yeah.
that?
So the same DJ I went to see taught me how to play.
Oh, okay. All right.
So what
Wow,
he's saying is
nice.
the ex
Yeah,
was the guy who
yeah.
mentored you kind of to be where you are today.
That was
huh?
DJ Ajit. Yeah.
Ajit. Oh, wow.
okay.
Okay.
And he was Goa's number one DJ and
Yeah.
Okay.
and
He's still the icon
The
in a
icon,
way
the
in
icon,
Goa.
yeah.
Troy and Ajit, no?
Of
They are
course, of
the
course.
famous guys.
yeah. But
Is he
Ajit-
still playing? Is he still?
So Ajit, I think plays once in a while, but not as much as he used to.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He's come down a bit on the playing.
All right. I think even, I don't know, Dominic played. I don't know, DJ Dominic.
So Dominic. So Dominic also was part of this thing. So basically, it was a group called DAT, Dominic, Ajit, and Troy, and they used to run Lido's.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I think it was around that same time that Dominic left and he went
Oh,
to,
right. Yeah,
to
right,
London and they split and
Yeah.
Ajit went his way, Troy went his way.
But correct me if I'm wrong, was Lido's only the club that time? Or we had others at the... Because I recall only Lido's at the start.
Yeah. So I remember even before Lido's, I remember going to one place that was called JPS at a place called Elnish Dynasty in Porurim. And I went there with my mother because
Okay, all right.
it was after some party or something, and I think her friends were like, "Oh, we'll just stop by over here."
My mom only took me to the fair, man.
I wasn't allowed to go inside, but it was a nightclub, but it was a very small, one of those, those same Lido's type of place,
Yeah. Lido's also was quite small.
Yeah, Lido's also was very small.
Yeah,
But when I remember it, it seems very big in my head.
Yeah. I mean, for me, as when I even went the first time, it was wow, that underground experience, the first time to the disco and all that club.
And Lido's, this was do such a brilliant job with the music, although it was so many years back. Till today, I still think that the music that they were doing then was phenomenal because they would start off with slow music, then go into go into reggae, from reggae go into hip hop, then play all the club dance type of hits.
Yeah.
Then go back into reggae and then end the whole night with slow songs. And you have people dancing to You know, to 3-4 slow songs at the end,
Right,
which
right.
you don't see anywhere. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it was a very beautiful experience, I would say.
It's an art form, to be honest. I mean, for me personally, it's not. You may think that just playing music is organic kind of thing. You play the music you like, but like you said, you know, I mean, we were discussing this even before us with one of our guests regarding dances, and he was mentioning that, you know, dances used to go on till like 6 in the morning from 10 p.m. to 6, and one of the common thing was everybody was on the dance floor throughout. I mean, 8 to 10 hours of continuous dancing. And one thing that came to mind was that it was obviously you know, if it was the band or if it is, for example, as a DJ, it's kudos to these guys. I mean, if it takes a lot. It's a skill, I would say. It's an art form to play the right music to make sure you know how to get the people on the floor throughout the day.
That's the skill, you know. That's the magic, basically, man.
Yeah.
You know?
If you kind of jack that up, then
I mean, it's so often I've seen it, you know. I mean, you've got, for example, let's just say you've got a middle-aged group and you start playing trance. You've lost the battle there itself, you know. You've got
that's like 101, you know. You have to know what
you
to
have
play.
to,
you have to read the crowd.
Yeah, you have to. Reading the crowd is everything.
Yeah.
You know, that's the first thing. You have to do that.
And you know, this one DJ told me long ago. This was like in the 90s, I would say. He told me, I'll mention his name, DJ Claudio. In fact, he told me that Carrie, if you wanted English music, you got to come down to Goa. Like other states would not play English, maybe a little.
Yeah, a little.
Like if you wanted good English music, you come down to Goa. Like for that experience.
So this must have been many years back.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying. I think, is it changed now? I mean,
of course, man. Now you have some of the best clubs all over India.
Right.
You know, you're playing some of the best music, having the best artists fly down from everywhere.
Right.
The scene is exploding.
But I'm saying there's that other side, the Bollywood side.
Bollywood also is huge. It's huge everywhere, you know. I mean, Goa has couple of big Bollywood clubs, super clubs, I would call them.
Right.
And they are doing extremely well. Extremely well. Yeah.
But is it a good thing or a bad thing, would you say? Like,
why a bad thing? I mean, at least there's a club dedicated to playing music that audience loves, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think in all it's a good thing, you know, because you have a Bollywood club, you have a techno club, you have a house music club.
Right.
You know, so you know where you fit.
Dedicated to every genre. Like
so you know where you fit basically at the end.
Okay.
No, but for example, if I were to ask you, so you in your repertoire, your music bin, as I may call it, the whole thing. Let's say you have 100 records. Most of them would be what would be the majority music that you'd have to be successful right now? Would you have like more of a Bollywood mix, or would you have more of an English, or is it like
so basically as Joel, when I DJ as Joel, I'm very versatile.
Okay.
I play anything and everything.
Okay.
So I was one of the first Bollywood DJs in Goa at the time.
Okay.
My Hindi is very bad.
Right.
You know, I
welcome to the group.
Yeah. But I used to know a little bit of the music. So I used to play for some of the biggest parties also in Goa. So I'm very versatile at that. Okay. And in today's technology, we're carrying laptops. And we have everything in a laptop, you know. All different types of genres and everything. So for any kind of event, I'm ready.
Okay. But before, I think it was very tough, right? Like you had to carry CD cases.
So I was just checking out my CD cases at home the other day, and there's about maybe 10, 12 of them.
Okay.
You know, and so you would
go. And the case would have how many CDs, like roughly?
I think about 100.
100,
yeah, I think about 100.
Right. Got it.
Yeah. So I remember like those days, like, so we were going for a party. So my juniors would ask me like, okay, so what do we carry today? Okay, so we're going to go with the commercial music, carry the Bollywood pouch as well, take the reggae, maybe some rock and retro and stuff.
Okay.
So it was to that, you know, and we had like 4-5 pouches and stuff like that.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, so it's an equal. I mean, you have a equal kind of.
So, but today with technology and your laptop, you know, and even USBs for that matter, or your hard drives and stuff like that, you're well equipped for anything. You know, you've got all the music right there. It's just about having the knowledge of the music.
It's become very convenient now.
Yeah, of
course, with
course,
technology, it's fantastic.
Of course.
I mean,
also, I mean, one of the main things that used to happen was requests. You know.
Yeah.
So for a wedding or something, we'll get a request.
Right.
Say, okay, I don't have the CD. But now, like you say, okay, what's the name? This and that, tuck, you're downloading it and you're playing it either on YouTube or you're playing it on your laptop. So
instantly.
Instantly.
Yeah. And by the way, do you take requests? I mean, that's a kind of an annoying factor with DJs. So.
I think it's a big part of what we do.
Yeah.
You know, I know it gets annoying sometimes, you know,
Right.
and even I get, you know, it pisses me off also. But I think, like, especially for weddings and stuff like that, you
Weddings,
have
it will be mostly.
to. Weddings, conferences, you have to, you know, at the
Yeah,
end of the
yeah.
day, you're paid to take care of them, you know. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But generally also, if I'm playing and if the song goes in my set, I don't mind. If it's something really out of the box, then, you know, I don't play it, you know, because I can't.
Yeah.
I won't spoil my set just for one song.
Yeah.
And have you played for dances? Like, I know we were discussing this previous episode with Lester where they used to not have a DJ back then. Just two bands playing their sets and that's it.
Yeah.
So has that changed over the years? Now they have a DJs. At least I know Gavin's, if I remember.
Now, everywhere there is, I mean,
Like a Christmas dance or
for a
something.
Christmas dance, the bands, and then you have DJs.
Okay.
Like Gavin's does, like,
Yeah.
my friend Naveen does that dance.
Okay.
And for Christmas, and it's one of the biggest.
Yeah.
And they have bands, like 2-3 bands.
Right.
And then you have like about 4-5 DJs going back to back to back to back at the end.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you have the crowd really waiting for the end, and then
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all go back to back for that event.
Oh, so that's so just okay. So help me out how it works. So,
Yeah.
for example, if you're having a dance, let's assume it's from like 10 p.m. until say 4 a.m. for example. So the first couple of hours, it's only the band playing. Is that what you're saying?
It depends. Now for Christmas, so even my company does a dance. So we have it in such a way where we have like 2 bands and 3 DJs.
Okay.
And we do it in a way where a DJ will play, band will do one set, then the next DJ will play, band will do another set, and so basically, but it always ends with a DJ normally.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I would imagine that they would shuffle. So you get when the DJ is playing, the band's taking a break, and
Yeah.
when the band's playing, the DJ is taking a break.
I mean that's the whole idea to basically have the music non-stop.
Continuously.
you know?
Yeah. I want to go back a little bit as far as your musical influences when you were growing up. So school days, what was the kind of music that you were listening to, and how did it impact your current?
So, Michael Jackson was always one of my favorites at the time. Madonna.
Okay.
Right.
If you ask me, Goan influences, Remo for sure.
Oh, Remo. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I was really taken up by his music
Right.
when I got there. But I think all the normal
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah.
the
So
music-
English pop would be
English pop
to put
would-
it on a broader
Yeah, for
thing.
sure,
English
for
pop
sure.
was your Walkman would be on play.
Yeah. The
maybe about-
Discman at the time.
Yeah, the Discman came later. First
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
it was the
Walkman.
Walkman, yeah.
It was the
Cassettes
Walkman,
and all,
yeah.
yeah,
The cassettes,
the
yeah.
cassettes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I would
Okay.
wait for my dad to come from Dubai and bring
Right,
like, you know,
Thompson original.
the original tapes and stuff like that. Yeah.
So it was English pop, and then somewhere did that change? Did that kind of evolve as you grew older?
Of course, I mean, soon after that, I got into this whole rock phase.
Okay.
Okay, Guns N' Roses,
Right.
Okay.
Bon Jovi, Aerosmith. You know, I got into that music, and until today, that's the music I really love. Like, you know, it doesn't get.
I think funny. I've always thought about this. Like hip hop has never been a thing. It took some time. At least
Goans?
me growing up in
Yeah.
school.
Goans, you mean?
Yeah, I mean we
Okay.
didn't have. They would always talk about rock.
Yeah.
Or maybe some. At the time when we grew up, it was Snow, Informer, Vanilla Ice.
yeah.
They came up. There was little, but not really hardcore stuff. I was the
the-
only
the-
one, I think, at the time.
the funny thing was
Yeah.
the Gulf, I mean Dubai, was very
Yeah.
different. Hip hop was very big over here.
Yeah.
Hip hop was very big because I remember every time I used to come down, there were all these hip hop parties happening, but hardly any house music or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the fun thing is, right now, there are the biggest clubs doing deep house, techno, you know, all over, and there are very few clubs doing hip hop.
Okay. So there are clubs who are doing hip hop in Goa.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So dedicated nights kind of thing.
Yeah, so there are places like Soro in Goa that do a dedicated hip hop night on a Thursday.
that's nice.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I think we were discussing about this with the guy as far as dances were concerned, that, you know, now regulations, or at least government regulations, stop parties, whatever, until 10 and loud music and stuff like that. Has that impacted, you feel that people now, are, you know, that's the reason why you don't have these open air parties or, you know, these outdoor parties, and it's more going into a pub
to an indoor place.
Yeah, I mean, has this impacted this in Goa?
Of course, it has, because I mean, Goa was known to do outdoor parties to a certain time and everything. I mean, I've been for a party that went on for 3 days.
Okay,
Back in the day.
All right, okay.
I mean, it was one of those Sai parties that you were talking about.
Yeah, okay.
3 days it went on for 3 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
All right.
and the crowd was like maybe 1,000, more than 1,000 people. And the setup was so amazing. I mean, they had all these white tents everywhere and the sea in the background.
And it just went continuous and people were there.
Continuous, so, I mean, and it was such a nice vibe and everything.
Right, yeah.
But of course, you don't see anything like that anymore.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
now 10 o'clock is the cutoff time and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it has impacted, it has.
So that, I mean, is maybe I'm I'm assuming over here, but the assumption for me is that these parties moved on the outskirts. Was that true, or these parties just faded away? I mean, would they have these parties outside like towns or villages or whatever, like deserted places? Like usually festivals, like if you see international festivals are out of.
I think Goa has become very strict on this. I mean, their timings have become very strict, and I don't think there's many things happening like that in Goa.
Okay.
Yeah, so now this is new thing that that people have started doing is when the party shuts. Okay, so it's now say your party shuts indoor at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
People have starting parties at 5 in the morning. Okay, 5 in the morning outdoor.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think this is the loophole basically.
Right.
Okay.
And 5 in the morning it starts.
Right.
Okay.
And goes on till like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
or maybe even longer.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've played for these sets, and it's very tricky thing, because so the last time I was playing in this place and they said, so I said, what time is my set? And they said like you start at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So you don't know whether to stay out till go somewhere party and then just go and play.
Yeah, right.
Or go home and sleep.
Get up
at 4 and
It's
then
like
go for the
catching
party.
a flight or something.
Yeah, so it's a very tricky thing, but
Yeah.
it's crazy because there are people,
Right.
still out there dancing and having a good time, and it's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's something new. It's something new that started in Goa.
I think because of these rules and everything, they're
course,
trying to
of
find,
course.
like you said,
Yeah, it's a
loopholes.
loophole basically.
Yeah.
But very
Interesting.
good vibes there.
so you start the party at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
And there are about 3-4 places running at this. I mean, with this new concept actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And but how do you manage then? What would you do? Like, would you go to sleep and then wake up? And
So ideally, the first 2 ones that I did, I stayed up. Like I went. I just stayed up and then went directly and I played my set and everything. But then it was a little difficult because most of these parties are across, like they're in Vagator and that side of town and Juna and all. So getting back for me, I'm from Panjim, so getting back in the morning and all is a little dicey. But so then after that, I did the best thing. I stayed at home. Slept, got up at 4 and I went.
Okay, wow, all right, okay.
Yeah.
And this is something which I've noticed now. It's my personal observation. Now, I've seen a lot of the, let's say, European female DJs who are based in Goa. And I'm just out of the blue, they're getting gigs all over India. Would you say, is it because of their set? Like I heard a little bit of their set here and there. It didn't seem very, I don't know, that's just me. That's my opinion. It wasn't really a cool set, let's put it that way. So is it because you think, because of their appeal and exotic look, because they are European, are they getting gigs?
Yes. So the thing is, very recently, so I have a company called Diamond List and we do curations, we do artists, we do events.
Right, yeah.
So I was doing curation for this hotel that had started the Sundowners.
Okay.
And they were like DJ curations basically. And they were like, we want, put a DJ here and this and that. So I came up with this idea of using DJs from Russia and Ukrainian basically, girls.
Yeah.
And just, to add like, to
international touch or
an
something like
international
that.
touch and all. And I knew some of the girls, but I didn't know all of them.
Right.
Now, to be very honest, the 3 or 4 that I was in touch with, very good looking, but did absolute justice to their sets. Like they were really good.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
And and I've worked with so many of them like over time.
Right.
And they're all known for some characteristics of the other. They're really, really good.
Okay. Yeah, it's just that we are in Dubai and we don't know. I mean, you see these things. I see
No,
on
and
Instagram.
you see some of these things on like very recently there was a video about this DJ who was playing at a very big festival, and suddenly so basically her set was made and given to her, and there was some kind of malfunction of such that happened live, and she didn't know what to do.
Oh, okay,
Like,
so she was kind of caught like a Milli Vanilli of
and that too in front of so many people. So these type of things. There are a lot of DJs. I mean, female DJs out there.
Because another
male
point
DJs
is also you don't see them actually. I don't know. Maybe I've not really done my research, but you don't see them performing out of India. Like they would be only performing in India.
But the DJs I'm talking about. You have DJs like Terry Miko, Katya Gur, Mariana, Holly C.
So are there ones who are not like genuine, would you say, or there are?
I think one or two here and there
might be okay.
Yeah, but all these girls that I just named all have some serious talent.
Okay.
So they know what they're doing.
Okay.
And all of them are traveling as well. They are traveling all over India for gigs. And,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. And coming back now to, we were talking about. That's one part is the younger generation changing in the sense, they don't want to go to clubs or festivals, they're dropping. And there's also the time I grew up in, like when we all grew up in, and we used to just enjoy the music in the club.
You said you were 45 earlier, right?
We're going to edit this out. So, yeah. So as I was saying...
He's trying very different. He's trying very hard to relate to you. He's like, these elderly men are...
No.
I'm going to delete my Hinge profile and Tinder profile.
I mean, I'm only 35, so...
Which cream do you use? So yeah, as I was saying, the younger generation is changing, and when we used to go clubbing and all that, we used to get lost in the music, really enjoy. But now it's like we want to be seen, we'll take photos, everyone is with their phone. So is that a lot happening? Do you see, like, is it changing with the clubbers?
So it's funny you mentioned this now, because High Ibiza is the number one nightclub in the world.
Okay.
And they have a policy where you can't take your camera or
your phones
onto the dance floor.
Okay.
And either they'll put a sticker on your camera or something like that, or they'll make sure that your phones are inside. Bergen in Berlin as well has started the same thing. And just recently, this other club that I play as Discobar, and it's called Wraith in Goa. It's one of the biggest techno clubs.
It's in Panjim, Miramar, if I'm not...
No. Okay. It's in Vagator. It's one of the biggest techno clubs. They are doing massively well.
Okay.
Like every weekend. And they are flying some of the biggest artists to come and play there.
Okay.
Yeah. So they recently also announced that their dance floor is going to be like no phones, no cameras and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's happening, and I mean people.
But do you see that like everyone is just... I think maybe it's like, say, example, a Sunburn festival.
Yeah,
everyone is with their phone. They're not really enjoying the experience. They just want to...
They miss the magic, They miss the moment. They miss the vibe because they're there recording. But then think about it this way also. So you spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees to go and see, say, Solomon in Ibiza.
Yeah.
I've spent so much of money. I want one video of him. Like, I'm going to record a video of him. So people
want to capture that.
They want to capture that moment. He's like, I've paid so much of money for this ticket. I might as well get one video with him.
I think there should be a balance. I guess, like you enjoy yourself, but whatever. Take your photo.
I came up with an idea that you have your dance floor, right, which is no phones, and then you have section at the side where you can be with your phone. You can record. You can do whatever you want. Right. But the main dance floor and the DJ, the connection and everything should be with no phones and stuff like that. I mean, that's what I feel. I mean, this is an idea.
Yeah. And also, I think now going back to our first episode with Anish Gera we had, and he said like before, I was thinking about this because I've seen reports also about like, videos on this where he said before like DJ was like at the back. You didn't know who it was. He was just playing. Nobody bothered. They were just dancing. And now it's like he's in the forefront, which is, I respect the DJ. Isn't it too much right now? Like it's all about the DJ and people are not really focusing Like it's coming back to the.
It's becoming more like peer pressure now, like you're here, like kids are hearing a name, saying, oh, this guy, we need to go for this concert, but not really knowing about his music, not really knowing,
It just is a famous name. That's
famous
it.
names.
Like,
And that's what's happening even with techno music today. So Goa has some of the biggest techno clubs right now.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
Yeah.
Bringing some of the best artists, and the techno community, has grown a lot.
Right.
But it's also with people who don't know much about the music.
Yeah.
But it's just because everybody's into it.
They're just following.
They're just going with the following and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people you see there, you feel like you figure out what they can't figure out what they're doing on the
They
dance
can't
floor.
figure out the genre they love.
The vibe,
and
exactly.
The vibe,
But it is the biggest thing going on, and it's all over India. I mean, techno has become huge right now.
Okay.
How is it different for you? I mean, I wanted to ask you on this. So DJing in Goa versus DJing internationally. I mean, you've been all over the world.
Yeah.
Are your sets dramatically different, or are they pretty much almost the same, music wise?
That again depends where I'm playing and stuff like that.
Okay.
But generally, it's music is the same. It's not too different here. It's just the genres.
Okay.
It depends on where I'm playing. The genres matter. Like some places will be more commercial.
Okay.
Then some places will be a lot more housey and stuff like that. A lot more newer music and.
Okay.
So it depends. It all depends on where I'm playing and.
Is
for
there
whom I'm
any
playing.
particular place, for example, maybe in Goa, where you love playing and the kind of crowd you get, and that's your kind of crowd?
So I just mentioned this place, Wraith.
Wraith, okay.
Wraith is a vibe to play also, because that.
So what is your set like? Would it be techno, house?
Yeah, so Wraith, I play two genres normally.
Okay.
One is house, tech house and stuff like that.
Right.
And the other genre is like melodic house and techno. But the vibe in that place to have like so many thousand people in front of you, and
so the capacity is like 1,000 people over there?
Yeah,
Oh,
easily.
okay. Easily.
And it's got a superb console, super sound in the console.
The best system.
It's like a proper, like the kind of clubs you see abroad. It's a super club.
Right, yeah.
And you've got these tables behind, all these VIP tables around you.
Right.
So you have like people dancing behind you as well. And it's a vibe.
Actually, now that you mention it, is this a bad thing, the VIP table? Like before, back in the day, we never had this. And now it's like they bring the champagne with the... Whatever sparkler. Yeah. Is this the bad? I know it's business. The club makes money, but do you think it's needed? It's required?
If you're going to spend so much of money on artists, like some of the artists that are coming cost a lot of money. It's part of the whole. It's part of the show. You know, you need those bottles coming here and there. I wouldn't say too much. One of the concepts I don't understand is the ones where they put their watch and they take a bottle of champagne and they pour it over the watch. Do you know this?
No, I didn't know this.
This is very old actually.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I've never seen this.
Yeah. So many places in Goa and all over India, for that matter.
Okay.
It's a concept where they will open a bottle of some of the best champagne.
For example, yeah.
Okay.
They will have a bucket down.
Right.
Okay.
And they will pour the champagne. Either they'll spray it. But most places you can't spray it.
Yeah.
So they put their watch, and it's normally a Rolex or a very expensive watch, and they pour the champagne on top of the watch.
Okay.
Into the bucket. And it's just like they're emptying bottles after bottles after bottles.
Really? Just emptying it?
Just emptying it.
Wow.
Just to show that, this is how much money I have.
Oh.
And
wow.
And there are people like I've heard of in like places like the last I've opened like 100 bottles and just sprayed it. Like 100 bottles of champagne.
Just like that?
Just sprayed it.
Wow.
Every finance manager's rich. I'm saying every finance manager's worst dream.
Yeah. Oh my God. But I think the club is happy anyways. They don't care.
Super happy.
They're making money.
Yeah. But I mean, not all clubs. Will let you spray champagne and But this whole thing about
the watch thing, I'm surprised. Yeah.
But it's such a.
Oh, it's an old thing, huh?
Such a common thing.
Okay. I've seen like they go and they'll play some music. They'll interrupt everything. They'll play the music and they're bringing like the king. We're going to the king. Drop the bottle.
But where was the first place I saw this?
Where
Something like this.
Yeah.
Was in Dubai.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Dubai many years back had a club called Cirque.
Okay.
So the whole concept
Fairmont
of
Hotel? I think so. Okay,
I
okay,
think
okay,
so.
okay,
And I'd gone with a friend, and he was like, "Bro, you have to see this. You know, if you're a DJ, you have to see this club." And the concept was circus, basically.
Yeah.
Cirque du
So,
Soleil.
yeah, Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
And so you enter, and like they give you popcorn and stuff like that, and then you go down. And it was a very different type of a setup. Like, you know, the stage was like there was a stage in the middle, and tables, VIP tables everywhere on the
Right,
sides,
right,
you know.
right.
And and they had like different performers,
Okay.
you know, running around. Like, you know, you had these guys on stilts walking around. You had dwarfs running around. And suddenly, like, you know, I was sitting at a table, and there's this guy that comes with a drum. So he's playing the drum, and it says on the drum, "Color me gold." I was like, that's what it was on the side. And I'm asking my friend, like, what's he doing? He's like, this watch and all. So he's playing, and then next, you know, a friend of ours opens a bottle of champagne, and he's just spraying it on him, and he's
Okay.
spraying it on the drum.
On the drum.
Okay, on the drum.
And he's playing.
Yeah, and there's lights from down, like on the
Right.
floor.
Yeah.
So while he's playing, it looks like gold particles are flying. You know?
Oh, wow,
Just,
okay.
just moving that way. So seeing our table do that, the next table also does it. They
Oh.
open a bottle of champagne and just pouring on the drum, and there are like these particles going up and down, up and down.
And is that the champagne is going to waste?
Absolute waste? It could be anything in that bottle.
Sakra
For them,
blow.
yeah.
Yeah,
But that was the first time I saw this concept, you know, and I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
And he's like,
Poor champagne. I love champagne. I'm just saying. But yeah, oof, people who have money to throw, I guess it's. Man, Dubai, I'm not surprised. Like you're
Yeah.
saying, Dubai, a lot of stuff has happened in Dubai. But yeah, it's crazy. Okay, this kind of, I guess, would be a tough question to answer, but strange question. But do you like watch the Goan music scene in the sense like the youngsters coming up with their own music, like rap artists or whoever?
Of course,
like
of
I've
course.
seen.
I push as much as I can. Like, you know, there's an artist coming out now called Sumayoki.
Yeah. We mentioned him on our show. Yeah.
So that boy is doing brilliant things.
Right.
And he's going to become really, really big for sure.
Okay.
And this I've been saying from the time when I just got to know him through his uncle.
Right.
And he was just like a budding little boy.
Yeah,
you know, and,
right.
Yeah, and now he's obviously gone to much higher
Yeah.
places.
He won the MTV
He won
Video
the
Music
MTV thing,
Awards
yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
But do you see a lot of talent in Goa? Like
Of course. Goa has got so much of undiscovered talent also, you can say. No, there's so much of it.
right.
It's just about getting the right person to push you. It's about, but also now with social media and stuff like that, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
But there's so much of talent. You know, so many good bands, so many good singers,
And
so many good DJs as well. You know.
Yeah, and what do you have to say about like say, growing up? How I don't know how it was for you, like with your parents, like when you wanted to become a DJ. What did they say about it? Were they like encouraging?
I think initially they didn't really think that it was going to become so big. But they never really thought it would get so big.
Okay.
So I was among I would say the first 5-7 DJs of Goa, you know.
Okay.
And it was very unknown, and you know.
Did you ever take part in the Battle of the DJs?
I took part in one competition, competition, and I won that competition. I never took part again.
Okay,
really?
It was a very, very long
Fun
time.
fact. I did the first one. I organized the first one.
Well, don't tell me
This
one
was
is-
Really?
no, he wasn't there. Joel was. I don't recall Roshan, and there was Roland.
Yeah, they were all.
Donna Bell
they were
was
all
there.
from my time.
From your time. No? We did it in Club Extreme Holiday Inn in Kavilosi.
Club Extreme was in Kampal.
Kampala.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There was one club in Holiday Inn at the time. I can't get the name.
In South.
And then there was FBI in Kandulim.
And Kandalim, yeah.
So we did it there, and we brought even Anamika, that pop star
That pop
at the
star,
time.
yeah.
And I don't know whether you were there, but that was the first one I did.
Okay.
And then I came to Dubai, and then my friends took over Clifford,
The
and
Clifford,
they started
I
doing
think I
it.
remember this competition. Yeah.
Was it the one where you managed it as Hype Entertainment?
Yeah. There is, that time actually when we did it, was another guy, Live Bio, it was called.
Okay.
At the time, yeah. So yeah, those were the days.
I'll be reading up. You were a resident in multiple places.
Yeah.
That this basic economic tells you extreme supply, less demand of DJs. That's what is that correct? I mean, is that safe to say
At that time.
Yeah, I mean, you were getting the phone was ringing continuously, saying, Joel, we need you here, we need you there, and stuff
Especially
like
if
that.
they knew you were good,
Yeah.
then you were getting calls everywhere, and that's how my thing started. How my journey started.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was playing at Taj at around like one of my first good residencies was the Taj. It was called RYB, and
This would be North, right?
yeah, in
Fort
Kandalim,
Aguad.
in Kandalim.
Fort Aguad or
Holiday Village.
Holiday Village.
Holiday Village, yeah.
Okay.
And I remember I was playing there, and then suddenly I got a call saying from the owner of Kamaki's saying, "Do you want to come?" And that was like the mecca. Like you wanted to reach that road, that lane. You wanted to get to Tito's and you wanted to get to Mambo's because that was the place to be. So then I started doing Kamaki and Taj. Then soon after that, I started doing only Kamakis.
Okay.
Then the Kamaki was also owned by David.
Tito's.
Who owned Mambo's and Tito's.
Yeah,
So then he's like, why don't you go on to Mambo's? So then I was doing Mambo's, and then I was doing Tito's. And then I was there for like, I don't know how many years.
In line with what we were discussing, because one of the things that we always talk about is that, for the young Goan boy, for tomorrow's DJ, what's the scene like for him? What did I say?
Yeah, I mean,
DJing, sorry. So, what's the opportunity? I mean, if there's someone, a young boy listening right now, I think it's a very lucrative career to have, right?
It is. I mean, it does make you a lot of money if you're in the right place.
Okay.
I think you just have to get the formula right in a way.
You have to. The formula is everything, and but like what you said is absolutely right. But getting into the scene also is not that easy.
Okay.
Compared to how it was before. And I have a cafe called I Love Goa.
Oh yeah, you did.
So I have a cafe.
So when did that open?
That opened about a month and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like pastries, coffee, and that sort of
actually,
thing.
right now we're only doing like shawarmas, we're doing ice creams, we're doing chaats, we're doing stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
All right. Maybe we could put up the link or something.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
Is there anything else in the horizon that you're working on just before we go?
Yeah. So I was actually I was in between starting my own bar actually. And,
nice.
Yeah. So
All
it
right.
was going to be called Discobar.
Ah, okay.
I mean, the name fits perfectly.
Yeah.
We had already started work in Donapal on it actually, and then in between we found out that there were going to be some problems.
Okay.
And that's why I had to change it. Like I couldn't open a bar.
Right.
So I changed to this cafe called I Love Goa Cafe.
Okay.
But
hey, who knows? There's always
but already
it's going to happen.
But there's a plan out there, and we're going to open this bar probably somewhere in the north only.
Okay.
And it's going to be called Discobar as well.
Oh, nice. Looking forward to that.
So you're venturing into the entrepreneurial.
Of course,
you already have.
that
Love
is
Goa.
the next step.
Yeah,
you
next
can't
step.
DJ forever.
Yes. Thank you so much, Joel, for coming on our show.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, guys.
looking forward to maybe visiting the cafe soon.
Yeah, and
hopefully.
also probably see you at a club in Goa.
Yeah.
So I mean, you'd have to get me a quilt and a pillow as well.
Yeah, you're not that old, man.
I may look young, but I feel damn old. So I don't know.
Mrs. Fernandez also will allow.
Yeah, I think if you have a concept where you have a club and bed space, that'd be perfect
that
for
would
me.
There was a club in Thailand actually with a bed or something. Club bed. Yeah.
Because then as I get older, the naps are important for me. So
Oh,
between sets,
same
I'll probably do like a 5-minute nap, get up, and I'll probably be on the dance floor. But we discuss this a lot. I mean, I'll call them the good old days. Where those days we had as you get older, these things. I tell my wife a couple of times saying, I don't see myself going for like these. We used to go to Tito's and we used to go all these places and dance the night and drink and come home at like 6, 7 in the morning.
Even for me now at this age also, it's very important for me to still be in touch.
Yeah.
So I still have to go out, still socialize, still do all these things.
Yeah.
Because the moment you stop doing that, then you get a little unnoticed, and then automatically you also start getting a little bit old. So if you see, my circle of friends are much younger to me.
Yeah.
Right.
But that keeps me in the groove and everything.
Yeah,
So
you got to keep in touch with the market.
You have to keep in touch with the market. It's so important.
You can't let it go. All right. Thank you so much, Joel.
Thank you, Joel.
And
Thank you
that's
so much.
all the time we have. Thank you so much, Neil Bab, as always.
Yeah, as always.
And thank you everyone for tuning in and watching our show. Please like, follow, subscribe. You'll see our handles on the screen. And please show us some love, show us some moog. spread the word, and yeah,
Like-
adios.
Like as all social media guys go, like, subscribe.
And press the bell icon.
And press the
We didn't have the bell icon, but we got to start that. Anyway, thank you so much. Mo
Thank you,
Gasu.
guys.
Ciao.